Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Houston Sports Talk back into the video day, and today we're going to be previewing the NBA play-in tournament matchup between the 10-seed Miami Heat versus the 9-seed Chicago Bulls, which starts at 6:30 on ESPN. Will be a fun matchup, and the game later in the night at 9 o'clock, Mavs-Kings, will be very interesting as well. The one thing I will say with these two matchups that I think are exciting is that, and more exciting than watching last night's games, the first game last night was terrible to watch. Orlando put on a show, but it was a not entertaining game. And then, Golden State, it was fun to watch what Jimmy and Steph did last night. And I thought Memphis played a solid game. It was a great game. But I think the more fun thing about watching these two games that you're going to see tonight is, the four teams you saw last night. Neither of those four teams, their season wasn't on their line. Memphis and Atlanta, the two losing teams last night, they're in a position now where they got to win, their next game or it's over. They've got a second chance, Atlanta and Memphis. And the other thing is, potentially if you do win, now you got to face a harder team. Like the Warriors, if they would have lost, instead of having, I'm saying this as a Rockets fan, instead of having to play the Rockets, you would have had to play the Thunder, or with the Hawks. And there's not much of a difference between the two sides, but if they would have won last night playing the Celtics, they might have to play the Cavs now. You can look at it like that, but for these four teams that you see tonight, their season is on the line. There is no, if you lose, there is no, okay, well, we'll get back out there on Friday. That's what Memphis and Atlanta said last night. If you lose tonight, that's over, and I think that makes these matchups more interesting. So, and I'm really excited for it. Miami and Chicago, let's go over some injuries. Now, Nikola Jovic is a game-time decision. The interesting thing about this is Jovic hasn't played since the end of February. On February 23rd, it would be great if Miami could get him back, I think. We'll see if that actually happens, though. I don't think we'll know close till game time. Now, for the Bulls, Lonzo Ball's out, Trey Jones is out, Ayo Dosunmu's out. Josh Giddey and Dalen Terry are questionable, but pretty sure they're going to play. They're both listed as probable. They were both. If you look on CBS Sports, their injury report on CBS, it does say that Josh Giddey is questionable, but on ESPN he's listed as probable. So, and Shams literally just made an announcement that he is going to play. All right. I think that you're without some guards like Trey Jones, Ayo, and Lonzo, but you still got talent with Josh Giddey and. Not only Josh, but you have Kobe White as well, who played some very solid basketball towards the end of the season. And Dalen Terry is a guy that I know will play a little bit off the bench for the Bulls. So him not being out in this game also helps them. So, and then let's get to Miami's injury report. Like I mentioned, Nikola Jovic, he's possibly going to play tonight. No, when I looked at it earlier, he was questionable. He's still questionable. He's still questionable to play tonight. I don't think he'll play, but we'll see. Peel Larson is questionable for tonight's game. That should be interesting for Miami if they can get him on the floor. Kevin Love also questionable, and Drew Smith is out. So, we'll see what happens with some of the players that are questionable for Miami. Larson, Jovic, and Love. I don't think Love would play even if he was healthy. I know Peel Larson, he's a guy that's going to play if healthy, so you want him to be out there. I would suspect he's going to be out there. And I think Nikola Jovic, you want him out there. He's a guy that was averaging 11 points per game in his first 46 games before getting injured in February. But the question is, will he be able to return to the court tonight? And if so, that definitely helps this Miami Heat team. But I want to go over starting lineups for the Bulls. You got Josh Giddey. You got Kobe White as the two guards, at the two forwards. You have Kevin Herter and Matas Buzeles, the rookie who's played really good basketball this season. And then at the center position is Nikola Jovic. Sorry, Nikola Jovic. Nikola Vucevic. Got my Nikolas confused there for a second. And then for Miami Heat, their Miami Heat starting lineup, I think this also kind of depends on what happens with Phil Larson, but Tyler Hero, Khalil Ware, Andrew Wiggins, Bam Adebayo, I think those are Miami's 4 definite starters. Phil Larson is a guy that I think is probably in the starting lineup. He's been a starter in the past if he's healthy. We'll see if he's able to go. If he's not able to go, Miami is kind of leaned towards starting Alec Burks at times. So Alec Burks might get the start tonight for Miami if there is no Phil Larson. So we'll see what happens there. It should be a very interesting game tonight. Let me know your thoughts on this game. Give me your predictions. My prediction, with Miami having Hero, Bam, and we're going to see what happens with Jovic, Kevin Love, who I don't think will play anyways, but we're going to see what happens with Jovic and Phil Larson because those are 2 guys who will play if they play. But with Miami having Wiggins, Bam Adebayo, Khalil Ware, and Tyler Hero all healthy tonight, and then possibly could get back Jovic and have Phil Larson on the court, I think Miami's going to win this one. And with the Bulls being a little bit shorthanded, no Lonzo, but Lonzo's been, at the same time, Lonzo's been out since February, but no Trey Jones, so that, and also no AO, I know he's been out for a minute as well. Josh Giddey a little banged up. I think he has a great game tonight. I think the Heat win, especially if they can get Nikola Jovic back on the floor. And you know what? I think Phil Larson probably starts, but Nikola Jovic could. I mean, he's been a starter at times for this Miami Heat in the past, for this Miami Heat team in the past. The one thing is, Nikola Jovic has not played much on the floor for Miami, or maybe not at all, since Andrew Wiggins has become a Miami Heat. Maybe just a little bit. I think he got injured right after. I want to say he got injured right after the trade. Yeah, he got injured February 23rd, and that was a little bit after the trade that the Miami Heat made. So they haven't played much on the floor together. Let me know your thoughts on the Miami Heat Chicago Bulls playing game. I'm going with Miami, but we'll see what happens. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section, and peace out.